Right. The point is you demonize and you call and you go back to the Collins Fauci email when Collins responded to conspiracy theories. And the thing is, and it's funny that now the left is looking at, well, Dr. Fauci said it was always a possibility. He stated that starting last July and then said it again in November. But he wasn't saying that in 2020 and 2021. Right. Nobody was on the left. In fact, what they were doing is they were promoting the fact that it was a conspiracy theorist, it was disinformation, and you were getting people killed by doing it. Right. By saying these things. Right. We'll get to all that coming up. Top of the hour news is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Progressive Commercial Insurance protects truck owners with specialized coverages for heavy trucks. Get a quote in as little as 5 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
This winter, give your diesel a real treat. House Diesel Treat. It's what your diesel craves in the cold. North America's most trusted anti-gel prevents gelling even in the harshest temperatures without the use of alcohol or harmful solvents. Safe and effective in all diesel and biodiesel blends, it lubricates fuel and prevents deposits while safely removing water. For a treat that your diesel will love, turn to House Diesel Treat. And remember the House guarantee. When you use Diesel Treat, you go or we pay the tow. Visit houseproducts.com for more.
Hi, Tom Bodette from Motel 6, leaving the light on for truckers. As a thanks for all you do, we're asking America to bring back the air pump salute. We know you miss kids doing it. It always brought a smile to your face on an otherwise lonely stretch of road. So keep an eye out for wound up kids in the back seat pumping their little arms off. Then give them an air horn blast that'll blow their tiny minds. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
At Progressive Commercial, we want truckers to know we give a truck about trucker safety and about saving them a truckload on their insurance. We save truckers an average of $3,740 a year when they share their ELD data with us, just for keeping it safe as truck out there. Get a quote in as little as safe customers CSD inspections, driving history, and other data for hire transportation. Not available in all states. Savings not guaranteed. At renewal, driving data could increase or decrease premiums.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
You know, truck drivers play a critical role in our economy, hauling almost everything we buy. These Olympian women are the unsung heroes and the backbone of America. When our heroes need support, they turn to the St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is a 501c3 truck driver charity that steps in to cover necessity household items when an injury or illness takes a driver off the road. Learn more and donate today at truckersfund.org. That's truckersfund.org.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus media station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Paul Gauguin Cruises.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Lawyers for the Biden administration will argue before a conservative Supreme Court today in favor of the president's massive plan to wipe out student debt. CBS News legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
The sheer size of the college loan forgiveness program
clearly caught the attention of the Supreme Court. Hundreds of billions of dollars of lost revenue. The Constitution clearly reserves taxing spending and appropriations for Congress. But President Biden is pointing to the pandemic for his justification.
Several Republican-led states say the president doesn't have the legal authority to forgive all that debt. March is just a day away, and parts of the Northeast are getting their first significant snowfall of the season. New York City is painted in white this morning. There's a state of emergency in San Bernardino County, California, where 5 feet of snow has their homes. To the south, they're dealing with the soggy aftermath of another storm. CBS's Jared Hill.
In the waterlogged hills of Southern California, officials are warning about the threat of dangerous mudslides. Meanwhile, in the Southern Plains, tornado cleanup is just getting started after more than half a dozen twisters tore through the region.
And the whole house is caved in. At that time, I'm trying to get my sister to safety.
More than 1,400 customers still have no power after last week's severe weather in Michigan. CBS News has confirmed the U.S. Marshals Service has been hit with a major cyber attack. Officials say online criminals compromised personal information about employees, wanted fugitives, and obtained details about ongoing legal procedures. The Justice Department is trying to find the culprits. The White House is giving government agencies 30 days to wipe TikTok apps off federal devices and computers. CBS's Matt Piper.
The concern that TikTok's Chinese parent company ByteDance could give access to user data to the Chinese Communist Party, but it's been out since 2016, so the damage may already be done.
A new study finds children's nightmares could be a sign of serious health trouble to come. CBS's Vicki Barker.
Earlier studies had already established a link between Parkinson's and nightmares in adults. This is the first to spot the link in childhood. The British researchers found children reporting frequent nightmares were 7 times more likely to develop Parkinson's disease in late middle age.
Chris Rock is finally ready to talk about getting decked at the Oscars. So far, the comedian's avoided questions about last year's slap that got Will Smith banned. This Saturday, Rock's expected to open up.
Chris, they're ready for you.
He'll star in Netflix's first live stream show a week before the 2023 Oscars. This is CBS News.
CBS News is brought to you by Paul Gauguin Cruises. Artfully authentic, all-inclusive year-round cruising to Tahiti and the South Pacific. Visit pgcruises.com today.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people overlook. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Don't you know what it does to NASA wants to make a major upgrade to its spacesuits.
Current spacesuits are the same suits astronauts have worn for decades.
Do you know? I wanna
feel. $3.5 billion over the next decade, and teaming up with 2 commercial companies, Axiom and Collins Aerospace, to design a new suit for future missions. NASA hopes to test them out on the International Space Station by 2026. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
A woman convicted after she turned into a Lady Gaga's French bulldog stolen during a violent attack in Hollywood is suing the pop star. Jennifer McBride claims she's due a $500,000 reward for the animal's safe return, despite her connection to the crime. She says the deal Gaga posted to social media said there were no questions to be asked. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
One search engine is used by 9 out of 10 consumers. It, the name begins with a G, and there are hundreds of things that go into being ranked highly by that G. Your website, your business profile, even your social accounts. A couple of slip-ups, and you find yourself on page 7. That Cumulus Boost We have the experts and resources to fix what's wrong and boost your affordability, so you can rank higher than your competition. Get started today at cumulusboost.com. CUMULUSboost.com. Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, something costs less, but people are happier with it. That sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save a typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works.
I don't know.
$3 billion.
I don't know.
Telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. If cold candidate calls aren't turning into hot hiring leads, then you need Indeed. Because Indeed's powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen,
Indeed.
all from one place. Find your next great hire visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Made to our Tuesday, lots of classes started off this morning with a passing shower, but as we progress through the day today, clouds will thin, becoming mostly sunny. Temperatures will warm in the 70s and 80s, and tonight will stay mild with lows in the 50s and 60s. The better chance for rain and storms looks to be Thursday into Friday. Strong cold front arrives Thursday night, giving us rain and storms for Friday morning. Find the front will be cooler, drier conditions, though, for the weekend. And that's your First Alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Nick Gudger on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Tuesday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate system moving smoothly into and through the Tri-County area from Clanton over to Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Keep listening. We will keep you posted. Incredible values are a Premier Place Shop, Big Lots, Perks Outlet, Michael's, GameStop, Landmark, and more. Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. New information in the state's execution process. Now that the Corrections Department review the process is complete, Alabama's Attorney General says he's filed paperwork to resume lethal injections. The governor ordered the review after a number of failed execution attempts. The Corrections Department says it has since added new equipment, new medical personnel, and a new tool to give the department more time to carry out executions. Authorities are investigating a train derailment in Lowndes County. CSX confirms 2 rail cars derailed in Lounsboro near County Road 37 and Old Selma Road last night. The company says there were no leaks, no spills, and no injuries. It's that time of the year. Allergy season is here in Alabama. The Alabama Department of Public Health says our allergy season runs around early March until late summertime. Some of the top allergens in Montgomery right now: maple, elm, and blueberry. I'm Jasmine Williams at your Morning Report.
I am James, Senior Apparel Designer, and this is Behind the Design with Hawks. Hawks is your classic workwear brand. It's designed for those guys that are on the job site. Just driven performance, just rugged and comfortable. Thinking of durability, everything is either double, triple stitched or tacked. It's built durable, it's going to perform, it's going to move with you, it's going to have everything that you need in product. Hawks, only at Boot Barn.
Trustworthy, consistent, reliable, the best at what they do. This is what customers are saying about Jani King, the king of clean. From office buildings to schools, healthcare facilities, and stadiums, our local franchise owners provide the same quality clean at every level. Let us put our 35 years of experience to work for you. Go to JaniKingCleans.com now. That's JANIKING Cleans.com. Franchise opportunities also available at JaniKingCleans.com.
Hi friends, it's Eric Creswell, and I invite you to the Towson Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram President's Day sales event. All month long is your chance to upgrade to the car of your dreams. During this event, we have a variety of cars like the Chrysler 300, Jeep Grand Cherokee, Dodge Charger, and more. Now is the time to upgrade your motorcade. Stop by 1618 Humor Avenue in Towson. Shop anytime online. Christmas Day sale is February 28th.
So who came up with blueberry tea? Blueberry tea. Don't even taste like tea. Tastes like blueberries. However, I can deal with it at the moment. I think it'd be right.
Come fix my home, Bill Bradley. Come fix my home. I know you won't delay. For one flat rate price, I know it will be right. Bill Bradley, won't you please
fix my home?
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And here we go, and away we go.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
tomorrow morning if you wake up and the sun does not.
And good morning, Montgomery. Once again, you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. So it is a great day to be alive. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective, or at least maybe give you a different one. Whatever you do, it's still good for the soul. Good morning to you. Today's daily bread, it is February the 28th, the last day of February 2023. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, A Baboon, a Donkey, and Me. Our scripture insight today comes from Numbers 22, 21 through 31. Numbers 22 and 28 says, Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth. Govern yourselves accordingly. Good morning. And again, it is February the 28th, 2023. It is a day like all the others. It is a day that once it's gone, you don't get it back. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done that you don't. And you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, make sure that tomorrow should be. You be proud of what you have done on this day. If you've been here a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy and the unheralded patience of God, we may see some tomorrows. I'm not sure. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day, which is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with them? Well, whatever we do, if we can, while we can, until we can't, reach back every once in a while and give somebody else a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live your life, if that is the standard by which you live your life, you'll never be a failure. We say quit, never. Give out, maybe. Rest if you can, but you never quit. You never, ever give up. Because quitters, while they may fail at a thing or two, they'll never fail you because they don't quit. My mother used to say, nothing beats a failure but a try. One foot in front of the other. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. And if you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, whatever it is, keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. Because quitters don't win. And winners, they may fail at a thing or two, but they don't quit. Good morning to you. And again, it is a great day to be alive. A baboon, a donkey, and me. This ought to be good.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. The devotional for today, titled A Baboon, a Donkey, and Me, was written by James Banks. Jack knew how to put trains on the right track. In 9 years of work, he never missed a track switch as locomotives drew near the Uitenhage, South Africa station, indicating by their whistles the direction they were to go. Jack was also a Chacma baboon. He was cared for by railway signalman James Wide, and Jack in turn took care of James. Wide had lost both his legs in a fall between moving rail cars. He trained Jack to help him with tasks around the house, and soon Jack assisted him at work also, learning how to respond to the incoming train's signals by pulling corresponding levers for their tracks. The Bible tells of another animal that helped someone in a surprising way, Balaam's donkey. Balaam was a pagan prophet serving a king who intended to harm Israel. As Balaam was riding his donkey en route to assist the king in Numbers 22, the Lord opened the donkey's mouth and it spoke to Balaam. The donkey's speech was part of the way God opened Balaam's eyes, warning him of imminent danger and kept him from harming his people. A railway baboon? A talking donkey? Why not? If God can use these amazing animals for good purposes, it's not at all far-fetched to believe he can use you and me as well. Looking to him and seeking his strength, we can accomplish more than we ever thought possible. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from the Old Testament book of Numbers, chapter 22, verses 21 through 31. Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite officials. But God was very angry when he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the road to oppose him. Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand, it turned off the road into a field. Balaam beat it to get it back on the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path through the vineyards with walls on both sides. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it pressed close to the wall, crushing Balaam's foot against it. So he beat the donkey again. Then the angel of the Lord moved on ahead and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn, either to the right or to the left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it lay down under Balaam, and he was angry and beat it with his staff. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and it said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam answered the donkey, "You have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." The donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" "No," he said. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with his sword drawn. So he bowed low and fell face down. Let's pray. Oh, Father, if you can use Balaam's donkey in such a way, you can use us as well. We want to be of service to you. Use our hands, our feet, our mouth, whatever you will, and help us to live for you today. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Wes Ward, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
So much for a donkey. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine right now. Good morning, everybody. Clock on the wall says it is 6:20 in the morning. So let us begin the day. General. Okay, we got to do this. This is our morning ritual. Okay, so let's get it done.
Here we go, all the way, gotta be
rough and tough,
airborne, every day,
we run to the sun, real sweat, not yet,
down in the mess hall on my knees, we got nothing to eat but a can of beans,
The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Here we go, all the way,
gotta be rough and tough, airborne, all the way. When I was young, always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, easing the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. All the way, airborne, all the way. Right, we don't wait for the plane to stop and get off. We get off in flight. That's what I'm talking about. Airborne, all the way. Driving on. Early one morning in the drizzling rain. Well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump, that's the said 1 minute to go. Green light leaves the cheering blow. All the way, airborne, all the way, driving on, all the way, airborne, all the way, driving on.
Here we go, all the way, gotta be
rough and tough, airborne, all the way. Okay, time for PT. Everybody should be up by now. So can we get this going? All right, let's go. There we go.
hard work,
work. Oh. Hard work.
everybody doing it right,
Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Hard work. Yeah. I get up on a quarter to 3. Bring it on and go away. Hard work. And go to work. Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Hard work.
make the call.
Hard work.
The doors
Woo! Hard work. Let's go to work. Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. Hard work.
Manifest.
Oh.
You gotta
Go to work. Hard work.
Here we go.
Hard work. Set them on. Hard work.
I'm earning my pay.
Oh, yeah. Hard work.
That's what they say.
Hard work. Are we done yet? Hard work. Go to work. Hard work. On the airplane. Hard work. In the early morning rain. Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Hard work.
Turn it up.
Hard work. We done yet? Hard work. Get them on down. Hard work. Woo.
Sit 'em on down.
Hard work. Okay, here we go. Hard work.
The mission goes.
Hard work.
That's what they say.
Hard work. I earn my pay. Woo. Are we done yet? Okay. All right then. I get too early in the morning. We're running. I'm gonna have to talk to the sergeant major of the first sergeant because it's just too early to be doing PT first thing in the morning. I'm telling you. Woo! But that's okay. Get you motivated, get the blood moving. So that it makes us get up and get moving. Now, let us pay homage to all the armed forces of these United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. After all, somebody, somewhere, has got to sit on the fence and say, not on my watch, not on my watch. I'll do the best we can to make sure nothing harms you tonight. You sleep well at night, ladies and gentlemen, because there are young folks out there manning their posts. Don't ever forget that. Freedom is not free. Somebody pays for it. And thank God we still live in a country right now where we do have some young folks who want to go out there and take care of things. Don't ever forget that. And we also pay respect to our sanitation departments here who are up really before me out there working already. Good morning, guys. Also, the maintenance department in Montgomery. Also, the police department in Montgomery, Daryl Albert and his folks. And Sheriff Derek Cunningham and his people out there. Good morning to you, Sheriff, and to your deputies who, well, they on their post all through the night and through the day. Those are our civilian warriors. Good morning to the Montgomery Fire Department, whom without sometimes your house will be kindling. Okay, let's just give the brothers some props on that, okay? All right, I miss anybody? Aaliyah, Alabama law enforcement. We used to call them state troopers, but for some reason, some politician decided he wanted to call them Aaliyah. Sounds kind of feminine to me. I don't know. I'm going to still call them state troopers. I love that kind of smoky hat thing that, you know, when kind of drill sergeant hat with it, get to walk around in, you know. That's what I'm saying. I've never seen a short state trooper, though. No, they got to have an image out there on that highway at night. Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't put in for it. Anything else? Okay. Oh, good morning to Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base. After all, this is an Air Force town, and we must pay homage. Can anybody see a 141 out there? C-130 or anything? I'm just saying. And of course, last but not least, their motto is Semper Fidelis, but the Marines couldn't pronounce that. So they just said simplify and let it go. Good morning, Jarheads. Woo! Arr. We gotta have that mic on there. Good thing it's in that bad. You know, I gotta remember to turn this microphone on. It's a good thing I didn't say nothing really bad. Of course, I rarely ever use any bad language. Okay, every once in a while, you know, I'll try to make a point for emphasis, but rarely do I. I like drinking beers and things of that nature. You know, I've never had, but I have decided in celebration this year, if I live and nothing happens, of my 66th birthday, I'm gonna have me a beer. That's right. Me and my son gonna sit down. I'm just hoping that I'll become an alcoholic. Okay, I just don't want to become an alcoholic. So I'm gonna drink a beer with my eldest son. Actually, I may take them both with me. Well, Z's, I mean, he'll be 18 next year. Believe it or not, he'll be 17 this year. So, okay, that's what I'll do. I'll wait till he turns 18. That's what I do. So I can sit down with both of them, and if I have all my senses in my head, we can sit down and talk about the things of life over a brewski. Okay, over a brewski. Okay. Now, hopefully, that brewski, I'm just joking about it, unless we get taken over by the Russians, and then it will be called brewski. But until then, we're gonna take a Budweiser or a Coors or something, and we're gonna have us a drink next year. That's right. Next year we're gonna have my first. If I live, nothing happens. I'm gonna do it. Forget this year. Forget it. I'm not gonna do it. No, I got to set both of my boys down, and we're gonna sit down and tell them. They're gonna tell me what a bad father I've been. Okay, and Dad, this is where you could have done a little better. Yeah, you're probably right. But that's okay. I'll see how you. I'll see how you do your thing. Okay. Anyway, that happens. Anyway, good morning to you. It's 6:30 in the morning. It's time to rise and shine, get up. And next up is the lessons of life, and of course, the word of the day. Now, here's what I thought about. Here's what I am doing with the word. I changed it a little bit. I'm going to give you a legal word of the day every day. So, no sense you listen to these things because most of you already know the word. Okay, a lot of you don't, but it's the legal one. So when these lawyers get you in court or something like that, at least maybe you'll know how they're screwing you, gluing you, and tattooing you, and the judges. So from now on, for a while anyway, we're going to do legal terminology because see, they be trying to fool a brother. See, with these legal nuances and this stuff, so we don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, what was that word I used last week? What was that word? There was a word about not. Okay, you don't. What is that word? Acquiesce. Yes, acquiesce. That means you're just gonna sit there like a knot on a log, and you're not gonna protest anything. You're just gonna go along with whatever they say. So, the next time you hear a lawyer tell the judge, "Well, we're going to acquiesce," that means he's getting his money for free. We don't want to acquiesce. We want you to get your butt out there and fight like I paid you to do. Don't be acquiescent. Okay, fight till the last drop, baby. Anyway, so that means you just sit there. You're just going to go along with whatever they come up with. Acquiesce. Basically, you're going to play dumb. That's what you're going to do. Okay, I'm just saying. So anyway, so now I'm going to give you, since the lawyers don't seem to want to tell you what the hell they're talking about, I'm going to tell you what they're talking about. Okay, so I'm just saying. Okay. So you already had your first one last week, which was acquiesce, which means just sit there and whatever they come up with, you're not going to go against it. You're not going to go for it. You're just going to be a dummy in the courtroom. Okay, don't be acquiescent unless the guy says we want to plead innocent. Yeah, okay, maybe you acquiesce now, yeah, because you don't. I mean, the only thing from innocence, of course, is okay. So there may be a time where you need to acquiesce. Let me redo that. But most of the time, no, you fight. Don't let that son of a gun don't do nothing. So if the minute he says we're going to acquiesce, well, you need him to sit you down and explain what you acquiescing to. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to do that. So from now on, for a little while, I'm going to tell you a new legal term every morning, so you'll know when you're getting screwed, glued, and tattooed. That's all I'm telling you. Okay. So anyway, now let's take a break, and we shall return uno momento. Okay, today's the last day of the month of what month? Okay, I'm just saying. So let me go take the break, and we'll come back. Okay, uno momento. Okay, so don't y'all go no place. Let me put that right there. There you go. Now, calms my nerves. We'll be back. To remember when. Sing it, brother. How time flies.
Weather forecast on News Radio 1440. Video World River.
And that's what the forecast.
Montgomery's Skywatch traffic. News Radio 1440.
Often you see new records set in esports. Really another. In the history of esports, Dota 2 is one of the longest standing titles. This week, a match between Talent Esports and Blackness International either team took any major risks and created the most effective game in Dota 2 history. More about this game, will you step down?
No.
A 4 miles from research. Despite Joe Biden's eighth leading inflation against a dismal 45% approval level, one Pentagon consultant believes Biden could become one of the most powerful presidents in history. How is this all possible? Well, it's almost entirely because of his proposed July 25th request. Hardly any of these companies have already a powerful new economic force currently driven by Joe Biden. And Biden and Congress forces another way, carrying him to a landslide re-election win. The good news, this powerful force can help him make a lot of money, even in a bear market. This July 25th twist is also likely to make Biden and progressives more powerful men, meaning much bigger government. The time to recover the money, hold on to any money you make. After being out of companies in Washington, D.C., this insider put together an analysis of this situation, which details everything you need to know. You can access the full menu analysis to the top by visiting BobNoel100. BobNoel100.
Research shows listeners prefer a personalized experience. So to help you remember, Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance. We personalize this ad for anyone who really misses boy bands from the 90s.
Hey girl, if you want, we can tell you how Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pick what you need. Going to bed, forgot about it.
Only call for what you need at libertymutual.com.
I told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. That Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs. And that Navage will help you breathe better. And what if other people say about Navage? It's correct, right? Don't go on to be silly. Able to successfully use it anytime. Navage actually tries so it's foolproof. So it's well, particularly powerful. Tested out and the result of immediate, essentially become a lifesaver. And she's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Nevada. And then it's trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Nevada is Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and AG,
Did you know that colon cancer is the second leading cause of commercial deaths in America and the people? If you are 45 or older, no shape or country can talk to your doctor about this. And remember, colon cancer is preventable, treatable, and treatable. But only the is complete. For more information, please visit us at www.oneshaping.org. That's oneshaping.org.
Managing your online presence takes time, effort, and expertise. It can overwhelm even the savviest business owner. So, meet Heroes Boost. We're experts at boosting the online presence for businesses of every type. We make sure potential customers can easily find your website, online listings, consumer reviews, and more. Heroes Boost. HeroesBoost.com. CULESBoost.com.
Telling you like it really is. It's the Tim Bongino Show. On News Radio 1440.
All righty then. We are back. Good morning to you. All right, let's do life and the word of the day. Now remember, the legal terminology today. I'm going to, for the next couple of months, we're going to do that. So when there's a great chance that you'll end up in court like because of somebody getting sued, doing something crazy, getting mad, whatever the case may be, throwing something at somebody, And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the newest member of the Montgomery City Commission. I don't really know what we do yet, but I got my phone out looking for you. I'm going down the road looking for you. Okay, go something out your car. I'm gonna take a picture of it, send it to the police department, and send you a ticket in the mail. Like the what's that thing they catch you speeding on? Yeah, I'm gonna be the moving trash guy. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that if you throw something out that car behind me or leave it on the ground, I'm gonna take a picture of you. Right. I'm gonna get you a $500 ticket to put it out. That's right. We're gonna clean up this thing. That's right. That's what we gotta do. Folks, we gotta treat our city like we do our house. You know what I'm saying? We gotta, like, if company was coming over, we leave the house all dirty? Of course not. We clean it up. Well, we gotta do the same way. We got company over here all the time. Maxwell out there, we got people coming in here, trying to, we want to make our company feel comfortable. All right. Anyway, we'll get on that later. All right. What is the word of the day? The legal terminology of the day. Well, you've heard this before in court, and you probably didn't know what it means. Neither did I. I did some exhaustive studying last night and the night before. Okay. So today's legal term is amicus curiae. Amicus curiae. AMICUS, it's a Latin term. CURIAE. Amicus curiae. Now, what does that mean? Yeah, well, we're going to go through some of those words now. Amicus curiae. Okay, it is a Latin word, and it means friend of the court. It is advice formally offered to the court in a brief filed by an entity interested in, but not a party to the case. Now, exactly why does somebody who's not a party to the case get to file something with the court if the court hadn't already thought about it? Why do I need help from this guy, either pro or con? Again, the word is amicus curiae, Latin for friend of the court. It is advice formally offered to the court in a brief filed by an entity interested in, but not a party to the case. Now, I'm confused by that. Now, I'm confused by that. I am confused. Why would somebody not a party to the case be awarded the opportunity or privileged the opportunity to send something. Now, I don't know what that means, but I, Mickey McDermott, what that means, because evidently, okay, now if it helps me, I'm good. But if it hurts me, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Well, we don't want to go through that. Anyway, so that is amicus curiae, okay, Latin for friend of the court. It is advice formally offered to the court in a brief filed by an entity interested in but not a party to the case itself. You know what that means? I get some lawyers. You see, this is what we're gonna do for now. We're gonna let you know what some of these Latin terms are and all this good stuff, okay? Amicus curiae, the next time you hear that, you just want to know who the hell the party is, okay, giving the information to the court. That's right. I don't know if they have to give it to you, but it seems like to me, if it's your case, it will seem like to me that you can do your thing. All right. Anyway, lessons of life. These are things you learn by living. These are things you learn by living, and you cannot have a testimony without a test. Okay, the lessons of life are all the testimonies that we can give you for the things we have learned. Some of us are still learning, like me. I'm still kind of stupid sometimes, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Anyway, lesson of life for the 28th day of, what month is this? February 2023. And this, you ever have friends who get so much money, so much influence, until they just figure nothing can happen to them? You know people like that? You know, well, like sometimes we get public officials go down the street and the police get behind. You know who I am? Yeah, I do. That's why I can spell your name on this ticket. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know who you are. Yeah. Matter of fact, I know too much about it. But anyway, so you got people like that that are out there think they somebody. Okay. And that's one thing about America. In most cases, we all get treated pretty much the same. In most cases, there are those with a lot of money that can buy their way out, but they still get caught up for it. Anyway, so the lesson of life is this. This is for your friends out there that think they're special. You know, think that they are the creme de la creme, okay, of society. This is for them. Don't ever think, never think. Well, you can think it all you want to, but I would tell you that you should never think that you're so high that you can't be touched. Because, ladies and gentlemen, even mountains fall. I watched Mount St. Helens go up in 80, 81, whatever that was, up there. And, I was a long way from it, but I saw the smoke coming out of there. But even mountains fall every once in a while. So don't ever think that you're so high that you can't be touched. Even mountains fall. I'm just saying, you might want to put that in the repository of your brain so you can remember those things. 6:48 in the morning, it was on this day in 1942. A heavy cruiser, the USS Houston, and the Australian light cruiser HMS Perth attacked by Japanese forces during World War II. Battle of Sundup Street broke for some shortly after midnight on March the 1st with a total loss of 1,000 men. Yeah, you got to give me some money to be on a boat. I'm just saying, it's hard enough to get away on your own land. You got to give me some. I never even thought about the Navy, even out at Pearl Harbor. Looking at the watery graves with all those people down there. I just couldn't. Me and the Navy, hey, I like to watch what the Navy do. I don't want to be part of it. 1844, a 12-inch gun aboard the USS Princeton exploded as the ship was sailing the Potomac River, killing Secretary of State Albert P. Upshur, Navy Secretary Thomas W. Gilmer, and several others. 1849, on this day, the California Gold Rush began in earnest as regular steamship service started bringing gold seekers to San Francisco. Here was 1911, President William Howard Taft nominated William H. Wood to be the first Black Assistant Attorney General to the United States. 1917, the Associated Press reported the United States had obtained a diplomatic communication from German Foreign Minister Arthur Zimmermann to German officials in Mexico, proposing a German alliance with Mexico and Japan should the U.S. enter World War I. Outrage over the telegram helped propel America into the conflict. It was 1953. Scientist Jack D. Watson and Francis Crick announced they had discovered the double helix structure of DNA. 1958 was the year my brother was born. A school bus clipped a truck near Prestonburg, Kentucky, and plunged down the embankment of the Big Sandy River. 22 children managed to escape, with 26 other children and the bus driver drowned. The year was 1975. 42 people were killed in London's underground when a train smashed into the end of the tunnel. 1988, in the 15th Olympic Winter Games, held its closing ceremony in Calgary, Canada. 1993, a gun battle erupted at a religious compound in Waco, Texas, where Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms agents tried to arrest Branch Davidian leader David Koresh. Weapons charges, 4 agents and 6 Davidians were killed in a 51-day standoff. And we're still trying to figure out. I know we got the FBI upstairs, but you'll never convince me that couldn't have been done a better way. You never will convince me of that. They owe America an apology for what they did to us. 1995, Denver International Airport opened after 16 months of delays and $3.2 billion in budget overturned. 1996, Britain, Princess Diana agreed to divorce Prince Charles. Their 15-year marriage was officially ended in August 1996. Diana died in a car crash in Paris a year after that. 6:51 in the morning. It was 2013. Benedict the 14th or the 15th, which was 16, began the first pope in 600 years to resign. Okay, 14 years ago, Paul Harvey. Okay, that's the rest. The news commentator and talk radio pioneer whose his style made him one of the most familiar voices on the radio, died in Phoenix at the age of 90. Oakland Raiders linebacker Marquise Cooper, free agent NFL defensive lineman Corey Smith, and former South Florida player William Blakely died when their boat overturned in a rough street off Florida. 9 years ago, delivering a blunt warning to Moscow, President Barack Obama expressed deep concern over reported military activity inside Ukraine by Russia and warned there will be calls for any intervention. 5 years ago, Walmart announced they would no longer sell firearms and ammunition to people under the age of 21 and would remove items resembling assault-style rifles from its website. Dick's Sporting Goods said it would stop selling assault-style rifles also and ban the sale of all guns to anyone under the age of 21. I'm good. No problem with that. What do you need? I'll start right. Look, I ain't gonna get in that conversation. You know what? Okay, I'm not gonna get in there. It is February the 28th. What day is it of national commemoration? Well, here they go. It is National Chocolate Souffle Day. Don't know what that is, but okay, whatever souffle is, it's that day. Okay. National Pancake Day. I know about pancakes. I'm good. I'm good at that. 228 Memorial Day. Revisit history, repeating its 228 Memorial Day. Here's why we should pay attention. Look that up yourself. Andalusia Day. I guess it's an Andalusia in Alabama. Yeah. Car keys and small change day. Take the passenger seat, check the passenger seat, and under your couches and under your beds for all that extra money that you have laying around the house that you didn't know was there. Floral Design Day. Do you love flowers? Design? Well, you're lucky because they're celebrating Floral Design Day. Okay. Okay, I'm with you. All right, then. International Repetitive Strain Injury Awareness Day. Okay. Why you want to be reminded of that? I don't know. Linus Pauling Day. The world wouldn't quite be the same without Linus Pauling. We discovered his brilliance today. Look him up. National Customized Wheel and Tire Day. That ought to be called National Tire is not worth as much as my tires and wheels are on. I'm just saying you might want to think about putting $3,000 in the tire on a $400 car. I'm just thinking about what to think of. National Essay Day. Join us as we explore the power of essay writing in the National Essay Day. I don't remember when the last time I wrote. National Public Sleeping Day. That's right. Grab a pillow. Be prepared for that magical moment as you can doze off in the public. Just don't do it in New York on the subway. I'm just saying you'll wake up broke or whatever. I'm just saying, yeah. Good to take a nap, everyone. Take one to work with you. Tell the boss for lunch. You just want to put the pillow underneath your desk and take a cat nap. Take a cat nap. I'm just saying. Okay. Don't do it on the subway in New York. When I was up there, them subways look kind of rough. Okay. National Science Day. We have thought of some of the most incredible ways to celebrate. Check them out. National Time Refund Day. That's right. This day takes place every 4 years and helps people celebrate leap year. Okay. National Vegan Lipstick Day. Lipstick Day. I don't know what that's all about. Put on some lipstick and celebrate cruelty-free cosmetics. Yeah. Okay. The National Vegan Lipstick Day. Okay. I don't know. Lipstick Day. Rare Disease Day. Look out for the famous landmark. Lighting up the Rare Disease Day. Just remember those folks who have it. Yesterday, I gave you one of those rare disease. The name of it. It's a disease that you cannot smell. And go to the bathroom up there sometimes. That may not be a bad disease to have. But, sometimes I want to smell the dressing. Okay? U.S. Snowshoe Day. Okay, get out the snookers and put on some snowshoes. Because some places in America right now today, there's going to be a lot of snow some places. And World Spade Day. Now, me personally, I don't believe in spading animals. Okay? Right? I just don't believe in doing that to a dog. I can't. I don't. I mean, how would you fellas like it if we got spaded? Okay? I'm sorry. That's cruel and unusual punishment. Okay? I mean, why are you gonna take it? No. I made them beat the hell out of you. Okay? You reaching down there trying to take my most valuable part. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I would never do a dog that way. Spading is what I think it is anyway. Sure what it is. I think I know what it is though. I think when you take the dogs and cats' most personal possession and put them in a jar, I think that's spading. I believe that's what it is. Whatever it is, it don't sound good. So I wouldn't do that to my own dog. So why would I do it to you? I can't. I don't think it's right. I think it's cool. Now there are some guys with their little kids around being taken care of. They may need to be spaded. But that's about it. And that's our Monday morning. Our Tuesday morning. Get out of bed conversation. Now we'll come back later on with some, with some interesting things to talk about. I got a lot of things to talk about today. I'm pretty sure some of you won't let me get to them, but I got a lot of things to talk about today. Anyway, my time's up. I thank you for yours. You know what I mean? For this hour anyway. It's 6:58 and 35 seconds to the hour.
FM 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Information of the state's execution process now that the Corrections Department review the process is complete. County review was that all paperwork to include the consent. The Corrections Department says authorities are investigating a train derailment in Lowndes County. That concerns two outside trail in Lounsboro. There's no robust setting up on the road last night. It's that time of the year, allergy season is here and come up. The Department of Public Health says our allergy season takes some time. Allergies right now. Williams is
News Radio 1440 is WLWI-AM and 95.1 HD3 FM. This is CBS News.
Deborah Rodriguez. The Supreme Court is getting ready to hear arguments on President Biden's screened non-forgiveness program. Court ruling down another class with the Republicans and President Biden. The question is, will only one about the right way an issue this big involving nearly $500 trillion Congress has to sign off. Today, the justices over two different challenges. One is by 6 Republican-led states who say the program will cost them money, and court papers will say that the quote won't take the transformative exercise of power. The other case is from two students who say the program can do more to reduce student debt. The parts of the Northeast are getting their first snow days of the season today. Clouds are finally out in places like New York City, southern Connecticut. Meteorologist Trent Allen, WCBL.
This storm will be exiting the area as we get on into the afternoon hours, and conditions will start to dry out, and moderate temperatures will return to an area that we're basically not seeing very much wintertime at all.
It's a sunny day in Northern California, Sierra Nevadas, where they're measuring the snow in feet. CBS News confirms a malware intrusion at a government agency. CBS's Scott McFarland from Washington.
The U.S. Marshals Service is an arm of the Justice Department and is calling this breach a major incident. The ransomware attack was discovered February 17th. Officials say the compromised information includes personal information about certain employees, wanted fugitives, and sensitive information about ongoing legal procedures. A spokesperson for the U.S. Marshals Service says shortly after the intrusion was discovered, they disconnected that standalone system.
New research provides another reason to keep it healthy. CBS's Vicki Barker. The study found women who were best at exercising and watching their weight, diet, cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar were up to 46% less likely to develop dementia than those women with the least healthy lifestyles. You might want to rethink your daily pack of artificial sweetener. New research links erythritol, reading and Truvia, to serious cardiac issues. The Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Stanley Hazen.
We saw that it was not only amongst people who had existing heart disease, but it also predicted future risk of heart attack, stroke, and death amongst people who had no known heart disease.
Fire officials in Missouri were surprised when they responded to a crash scene in Taney County. 2 people were injured in an accident involving the bright orange 1969 Dodge Charger from the TV series Dukes of Hazzard. No word on the occupant's conditions, but shows the Jeff Lee was some serious front-end damage. This is CBS News.
It's a good old.
Explore more at your local Staples store or Staples.
At Staples, you can turn every project into perfect, guaranteed. I need presentations and brochures printed, and they have to be perfect.
You're bound with presentations, brochures with the finest folds, and more will be done right every time. That's our Print Big promise. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials worth $50 or more, plus 20% back by a store bonus. Try Staples and see the difference. It is $2.25 for all orders on bonus must be redeemed in store. See staples.com/stores/printbig for details.
Right now, it's $10 for fair on Focus Marketplace, so you can see better anywhere. Not like regular Wiley markets today.
Some UPS workers could face up to life in prison. U.S. attorneys say 5 people, including 2 UPS employees, are under arrest for allegedly trafficking cocaine through shipping packages. 3 men allegedly collaborated with the UPS workers to traffic packages of cocaine on multiple occasions between March and October of last year in Texas. The attorney says fake labels were made, and one worker would pour the coke in his house before it was transported. Police seized approximately 60 kilograms of cocaine allegedly trafficked by the group. UPS tells CBS News it's aware of the charges against its employees and its cooperating. Matt Piper, CBS News. No matter your favorite Dunkin', Starbucks, it's costing customers more to be loyal. New York Times reports that food chains and restaurants have begun requiring customers to buy more cappuccinos, macchiatos, and meals before carts kick in. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Sometimes life is good, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's changes. Private health care is providing peace of mind you deserve. Private health care. Look at the doesn't survive health care. You don't qualify for care. You need to give us a call right now. Private health care is private health insurance for ages 65 with private using vision or universal income. When life comes at you first, and health insurance is your financial secret. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual cost of income is $35, you can even call 800-913-7340. That's 800-913-7340. 800-913-7340. Also, health care. Another direction is
Just a good
Deal is for sports at 55. Starts at 8 a.m. and offers up to no and waits up. Just visit this website. Let's see the details.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, something costs less. The people are comfortable with it. That's not something to look into. Again, that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for health care can save the typical $500 on the funds. That's huge, but it's not so true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works since it was more than a quarter century and never destroyed more than $3 billion for each other's bills. People love having fun and education that the dealing network. Yeah, you can see the time connect together. Amazing big increase in how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed, the economy, or just want to feel invested, you can call right now. You can call in 2 minutes. Very, very small use of 2 minutes. 51 Bible. That's 855 51 Bible. 855 51 Bible. The voice of the conservative on News Radio 1440 with Panda.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Average white band with a black man in it. That's what I'm talking about. That's not the average white band. that's the name of this group, but that's not the. I mean, the average white band don't have a black guy in it, but they do. Them boys could play them music. Yeah, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. I hope we find you feeling, feeling pretty good today. I feel pretty good. There's one question though this morning that I must address, and we are going to this is the last the day of the moment that has been set apart for Black History Month. And after this, I guess it's going to be White History Month. So I don't know. I guess we as Americans, we really don't do a a good job of incorporating the contributions of Black folks to America. I guess that we still make it. I mean, we contribute to the people who sell hair in the hood. We contribute to the gas stations that that come in the hood, that use the money and leave. We contribute to people who want to sell tennis shoes to us. Good. We contribute to tire places who I ain't blaming the tire place. When you got a $400 car, you put $3,000 on wheels on it. We contribute that. So we have a lot of contributions as Black folks to America. We contribute quite a bit. As a matter of fact, Michael Jordan's a billionaire now because a lot of us contributed to his wealth. Amen. I think it will too. But I would hope that we would at some point realize that we're contributing to everybody else but ourselves. So I'm just saying, I had a lady come to my store one day. This honestly got true. I had a store over there on I was on off Burbank, whatever street that is right there on Burbank, right off Burbank, Williams Ferry and something. Oh yeah, Williams Ferry and Burbank. And that lady came to the store with my sister Bill. Came in there and I had a computer there, I had bought it, but somebody said they wanted it, and they said they didn't want it. So I said, okay, it was years ago. They said they didn't want it, so I tried to sell it for the same price. Walmart was selling that same computer. And the lady came and said, well, if you're going to sell it to me for the same thing, then I might as well go to Walmart. Okay, same price, same warranty, same everything, because it was a warranty by the manufacturer, not me. And so, and then right then and there, I knew I better get thicker skin to be in business. Because those are the kind of idiots that, and then that won't, so rather than help a small business guy out for the same price, Black man, trying to make it. I'm going to Walmart. They already got all your money. Okay? They got all your money. Now, but what really hurt me? People would find me when they wanted a donation to help build the church back up. Yep. We take it, stand outside the door with something, but we try to raise money to build the church. You got to get your computer done. Oh, we were the best guy. We were going to check from them. It amazes me how people can find you when they want you to give them money. But they couldn't find you when they wanted to spend money. Okay, I couldn't figure that. Hey, it's just one of the things you got to get close to. I want to just pick me off so bad. So I'm going to go to Walmart because yours is the same price. Yeah. Oh, Lord, there's three kinds of taxes in America. Three kinds. You got state tax, you got city tax, and you got the black tax. Because if you're in business and you're a black person, everybody wants a hookup. Can you give me the hookup? No. Can I get it cheap again because we have to be from the same ancestry, whatever it is. Yeah, okay. So I'm automatically supposed to give out 10%, 20% off the price. I'm so glad that I went strictly to service and not trying to sell nothing. Because I've got to tell you. It's hard being in business. 860-1440. So if you have never signed the front of the check, if the only thing you've ever done is sign the back of a check, I'm glad for you. I'm glad for you because you didn't have to put up with the crap that folks who sign the front of the check put up with. I'm just telling you. Anyway, let me get on something else for a second to see who this is. Good morning, who's this? Yes, Ed. Doing fine. Can't say that I do. can't say that I do. I think every day is a day to fear God. I can't help what they do. I know, but I can't help what those folks do. I got nothing to do with that. Yeah. Mhm. I can't tell you. Mm. Mm. All right, there, Mr. Ed. All righty. Moving right along to other things. Oh, there is one thing. I got a big argument. And if I was wrong, then I shall listen to correction. I got in a big argument. There was a young man. It's still up there. They left it up there, so they didn't take it down. A young man who he found out was a teacher. He got where he was in the communication, and because he took away his one of those game things because that's what they call it. And grown people were walking down the hallway to the film called it. Didn't help one. It just, I mean, it just was fight with this kid when he hit her and struck her and hit her again. I don't know how she lived. And so I got into a conversation with people, and it goes to my one of my things. Um, and then this morning, I see the governor has come up with another commission on education, another one. Okay, It's called Governor's Commission on Teaching and Learning meet for the first time. Top educators, handpicked by Governor Kay Ivey, gathered in Montgomery for the first meeting of the Governor's Commission on Teaching and Learning. I'm so sick of education bureaucracy, I don't know what to do. Ivey created this commission in an executive order. The commission is tasked with thinking of ways to improve the quality of elementary and secondary education in Alabama. Well, the first thing you do, Governor, you take the stupid cell phones out of the classroom. And you take them completely out. So if you don't do that, you guys are not very serious about education. All you are doing, once again, is minoring in the majoring in the minor and minoring in the major. Okay. Now, if nobody on this commission, I'll tell you who they are in a minute, if none of them on this commission, okay, there is no learning in an environment with distraction. There is no learning. And if you can't see that, then all of you guys are dumbass. Okay, on this commission. I mean, that's one of you. Okay. You see, I've never been a teacher, but I've been a student. Well, I was kind of like a teacher. You know, I had to train you. I was kind of like a teacher too. Okay. Now, you said we have teachers, we have 600 teachers short, mainly in special education. Well, that's because we put every child that decided he didn't want to do no work in special education. We have decided that they all have some ailment. They all have some disability in our school system. Okay, and with 600 teachers short, mainly in special education, that's because everybody outside the magnet school is probably considered special education. Okay, early education in elementary school. The state superintendent Eric Magnet said part of the solution is specific recruitment teams and advertising the profession to high school and college students. Do you really believe, Professor Mack? Or Dr. Mack, whichever? Do you really believe that people want to go into a classroom where you tell them you can only get rid of a kid for 10 days out of the whole year? I mean, come on. And the people who are doing it strictly because they got to make a living. And that's why they do it. Do you really believe that you're going to give people that I go to my Facebook page, Dr. Matthew, and see some things going on public school? Do you really believe that somebody wants to come into your profession when you allow them to allow children to bring cell phones into school and do anything with that cell phone they want to do? I can understand bringing a cell phone to school, put it in your locker. But you bring a cell phone into the classroom. And you really believe, we've got some of the damnedest fools I've ever seen in charge of education. Do you really believe that there's going to be learning? There's going to be an atmosphere of learning in a classroom where people walk around with the dumbest looking haircuts I've ever seen in my life and a cell phone? Seriously, does anybody believe that? Okay, I'm just answering the question. Good morning, who's this? Yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can. There are things we can stop. Yeah. You can stop cell phones from coming into school. I'm saying, with that kind of attitude, right. So no wonder our public schools are going down the tube. Somebody got to fight it. Well, you know what? They said black folks couldn't. Wait a minute. They said black folks couldn't fly airplanes. Oh, wait a minute. An airplane's a hell of a lot harder to do. Yeah. No, it's the same thing. Okay, yes it is. It's all you got to do is say no cell phones in the classroom. None. Not as bad as we got. No, no, no. Every. I'm sorry, but because we get the same problems every day. Well, if we check and Plan B, yeah, yeah. So what you telling me? Okay, so I don't know, so what you telling me? Yeah, yeah, I am. So that is the solution. That is part of the solution. It can happen. Well, why wouldn't it? So tell me why. I'm not. I'm not. 'Cause last time I checked, grown people were in charge and the students were not. Listen, last time I checked, grown people were in charge of the school and not the students. Has that changed? Has that changed? I mean, has that changed? Then I'll shut up. If you tell me the students are in charge, then I'll just shut up about it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they have implemented my plan. Okay. So the students are in charge of our school, except for our magnet schools and our private schools now. The teachers are in charge. Yeah. Yeah. What I hear is, so we've come up with a new terminology for it. So we come up with a new terminology for special education. Okay. 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 I hear you. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I don't think it's a waste of time. I don't. Now we may have to get another superintendent. No, we're not in charge of the wind. We are in charge of these schools. Okay. 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 Well, obviously you're right. Obviously I'm not in charge of it, but yeah. But I'm help paying for it. All right. Yeah. Okay. So what you're telling me, then we might as well just give up on our kids in school and let them do what the hell they want to. You might do, but that's what you're saying. Okay. All right. Hey, okay. I got it. All right. Okay. Okay. I got to take a break, but we'll be back. Again, I'm just. They said, back during the Tuskegee Airmen, said they couldn't talk them. They didn't have the mental capacity to do it. And then Eleanor Roosevelt went down there and flew an airplane with a black man. And they said that would never happen. It seems like the farther we come, the worse we get in school. Woo! Good night. It's been too hard.
Radio 1440. The news you need, the news you can trust, the news you depend on. News Radio 1440. More News Radio 1440.
P4 Mountain Dreams. Despite Joe Biden's aim, raising inflation at his dismal 45% approval level, 1.1% How is this all possible? Well, it's almost entirely because of his Biden's July 27th policy. Hardly anyone's talking about right now. A powerful new economic force behind moving behind Joe Biden, and Biden can harness his forces in inevitable way, carrying him to a landslide European win. The good news is, his powerful force will help him a lot of money, even for the bill up. And having this July 25th force is also likely to make Biden in the capacity more powerful. Even if not for the government, the other director, this insider put together an analysis of this situation, which details everything you need to know. You can access this full brand new analysis free of charge by visiting BidenElection100.com. BidenElection100.com.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show. Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden on News Radio 1440.
It is the 28th day of February. Traditionally, it is the last official celebration of Black History Month. So what is the state of that history? What is the state of that history? You know, I've been a black man for 65 years. Started off black. And been pretty good. We've had moments like everything else. It has had its moments. I have been pretty unfair, like most of us have been. There's not one of us on God's who has not been wrong at some point. And there's also not one of us who hasn't done wrong. But that last caller, I know who he is, a good guy. But he exhibits the attitude that is pervasive in our school system and in our society. We make excuses, and our education system has become the albatross around our public education system. Our traditional schools has become an albatross around our neck, as opposed to a way, not the magnet schools, because that's when we go into regular school, we pick out the best and brightest, and we're not even picking out the best and brightest now. We are picking out mediocrity, mediocre people, and putting them in the magnet schools. But here's my thing. Every time I tell people that my son goes to Upward Bound, and I told them, I was telling a lady the other day, I said, we have got to stop our children from thinking reading about other people is more important than people reading about you. You're in charge of your story. You're in charge. Every time we want to read, we got to read about somebody that did something. We rarely know about the people who look like us who've done things, fantastic things. But what they all had in common, is that they believed in an education. They believed in learning. At Lee High School, it looks like every week now, a couple times a week, there's fighting going on over there. And I don't understand why we have lost institutional control of that school. And I've secretly talked to some teachers over there also who pretty much feel the same way I do. However, they cannot express what they feel. And the last caller says you can't unring the bell. Well, I don't know what Governor Ivey's I don't know what her what her new commission is going to teach her that she doesn't already know. Now I don't know. Again, I don't know what she thinks that putting all these people together in a room going to do. But it's going to do, we're going to spend money. We're going to go after the things that don't matter. We're going to give everybody in the element in school now. Does anybody believe that this many kids have mental diseases? Because if they do, then we've done something terribly wrong with them. Then it must be in the water. Is it in the water? Is it really is it in the water where, is there something in the water near our school system or in our urban meccas? Is there something in the water? Okay. Is there a plume nearby that is making our kids crazy? But anyway, I'm just wondering. 860-1440. Black people, I can never forget what my mother said. Get an education. Do the best you can. If you got to wear the same pair of pants, then you wear the same pair of pants, but you just wash them. And if you got to wash them by hand, you wash them by hand. You look your best when you go out of this house because you represent me. Tell my sons that. Your name is Elkins. Last time I checked, I was the only black one around here to begin with. Okay? So, I'm just saying. But the last caller exhibited the sort of attitude that I do not understand. So we are going to let the children run us rather than us run them. Putting a cell phone in the classroom with these kids is one of the worst disruptive things that has ever happened in the history of education. Okay? And if they don't see that, then they're in the wrong job. Okay? We managed schools for hundreds of years, couple hundred years without a cell phone, and we learned more. We learned more. We had encyclopedias at home. We learned more. We are not doing a grown person's job in our schools. I'm just telling you. I could tell you some other things too. I'm just not even going to go there. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The governor's got another education commission. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, and right. There's no okay. Everybody wants the product without the process, and the process of education is a significant one, and it's a hard road. But I'll disagree with you only slightly to one extent. Let's say you come home from school and you just not your home life is just not really disciplined. That school then needs to introduce you to discipline, not let you come into school because you don't have a daddy or whatever the case may be at home and disrupt the process. And that's what's going on. The school should introduce. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's the best one. And for what you believe, and I just don't know what people believe anymore. I understand you got to work a job. I understand, but if somebody's not willing to sacrifice something, we got too many young men and women that we've sent overseas and places come back with their arms, their legs tore up, their mind is messed up for things they have seen. We ask them to sacrifice, but we don't want grown folks who have our most precious cargo that we could ever have, and that's our kids. They don't want to sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and I believe, I believe at least initially, the first thing should be is remove cell phones from the classroom, not from the school, put them in their locker, but they need to remove those things from the classroom. They just do. Like, Appreciate it. Let's take a break. And we'll be back. Some of the things my son tells me they do with cell phones in school ought to be illegal. We'll be back.
Today, Wendy's homestyle French toast. Some are saying they're better than most French toast. Perfect.
News Radio 1440.
Reliable. That's what we do. What teachers are saying about Janny King. From buildings to schools, healthcare facilities, and stadiums. Our local franchise owners provide the same quality clean at every level. Let us help you have one experience from here. Go to JannyKingCleans.com now. That's JannyKing.
up in here. It is cold up in here.
Michael in this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Our number is 860-1440. That's our number here. You want to give us a call, let's talk to whatever on your mind. Let's get back to the phone right quick. Somebody's been waiting forever. Good morning, who's this? Pretty good. But it is some of their responsibility to do that. Right. I agree. Mhm. Well, my issue is though, Marty, is that I understand that all parents are not. We have many more. Listen, if you think we're making excuses for the kids, my God, we're making excuses for the parents. Also, in our today's society, and it's difficult for the child to know where the boundaries are because we keep moving the goalposts. Okay? It makes no sense to allow that. Like a goalpost case, you can see what the evidence is, what the consequence is. This child almost killed this teacher yesterday because she took a game thing from him. Yeah, and it's a 6-year-old child who shot the teacher. Yeah. That's right. Right. But it's a partnership, right? It's a partnership. But if your parents don't do what they need to do, that school system will introduce you to discipline. And if that means sending you home to your undisciplined parents, that's what you do. Yeah. Right, but here's the problem though. Here's the problem. Our school system won't allow teachers to do the things that they can do. They will not allow it. Right. We scared of it. How in the world did we come to a situation? I appreciate you. We came to a situation in America where the smart people are scared of the idiots. Okay. I don't understand that. I just don't get it. Good morning on there. Yeah, pretty good. Right, right. Mm-hmm. What you got? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hoosier? Like Indiana? Like the Hoosiers are Indiana? Okay. Did I learn something new today? Okay, then. All right. I should do it. Yes. Got time to take one more call here. Good morning, you on there? Yes. Okay, wait. Okay. And when doing, no, but wait, give me a second. I hear what you're saying. Hold, wait, now we're just not going to move on with that. Back when Mr. Charlie would go in the barn and do his thing with one some black women, we had a bunch of folks who didn't have fathers at home, and we still had respect for that. No, I'm not. I just saying, just because you're a single parent is no excuse to have your kids wild. No. Yeah, but well, I don't want to make excuses for it. It is what it is. And the police department says they can't do nothing about it. Yeah. Okay, well, I ain't into the whitewater scam right now. I'll get to that next week. Tomorrow. I don't want to hear nothing about the whitewater scam. Our problem is a lot bigger than the whitewater thing. I don't care much about it, but not yet anyway. I'll get to that next time. And it's too late to keep whining about that. It's coming, just like a train down the track. Ain't nothing we can do about it. And I don't know if I want to do anything, but I think it's a good idea. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay? Because Black History Month is over there. Right? I'm just saying, we'll be over there. Yeah, we got to take a break. We'll be back. Black History. We need to change some of it.
New information in the state.
WIAM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. CBS News. Deborah Rodriguez. The Supreme Court begins hearing arguments next hour on President Biden's Immigrant Forgiveness Program and $1,000 for millions of people. Respondent Jack different kinds. One is like 6 foot, the rest says so the program will cost them money. And it says
making and transformative exercise of power. And students who take programs to do more for these students. The unsealed court documents show Fox Chairman Rupert Murdoch acknowledged under oath some Fox posts to address fake claims of voter fraud in the 2020 election. He testified as part of Dominion Voting Systems' $1.6 million lawsuit. The question, says CBS News legal analyst Ricky Queenan, is showing that actual high bar of defamation and showing that the information was false, that they knew it was false, that they did it anyway, that the executives couldn't stop it. Well, we're going to see what happens this spring. Snowstorms are bookending the country this morning. You know, the SEC rally from the middle of the night. Northern California. That's where snowfall visibility is near zero. Conditions are expected through tomorrow. New York City is getting its first snowfall of the season. The Secretary of State says the U.S. won't hesitate to sanction Chinese companies if Beijing violates existing sanctions on Russia. CBS's Kevin McCormick, Secretary Blinken in Kazakhstan said that China supplies Moscow with lethal aid in its war against Ukraine. It would be a serious problem. We can't have it. That's the Russians have to do that. We can't be clearly just because it's on the one hand. Well, actually, doing something to the fact that Russia started with the other. An unusual new benefit for Amazon employees. Less than 10% of Amazon workers will soon be able to use companies not just providing with home loans in a deal with the online mortgage lender Lender.com. Amazon has historically paid its employees less than other big tech peers and tried to make up the difference with restricted stock shares given to workers that vest over several years. Another former sports star has been posthumously diagnosed with CTE.
I'm looking the year, right? He comes off his left hand and does everything.
Boston University researchers say former Philadelphia Eagle and CBS NFL announcer Irv Cross was in stage 4 of the brain disease when he died 2 years ago today at the age of 81. This is CBS News.
Staples stores are a new world of possible with innovative tools for small business and remote workers and renters. Learn more at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com.
At Staples, we can turn every project into perfect, guaranteed.
I need presentations and brochures printed, and they
will be perfect. Your branded presentations, brochures with the finest photos, and more will be done right every time. That's our big promise. Remember, Staples, get $10 off your document planning and marketing materials order at $50 or more, plus 20% back by a store bonus. Try Staples and see the difference. Ends 2/25. Rewards members only. Bonus must be redeemed in store. See staples.com/stores/print for details.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year. Which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio here. Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back? Well, if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Wait.
The man who symbolized athleticism and wholesomeness more than half a century ago has died.
Bob Richards was the first athlete to appear on a Wheaties cereal box.
I always have an appetite for Wheaties, and I know why Wheaties do such a good job of nourishment.
Richards was a 1950s Olympic gold medal pole vaulter. He won the win meeting twice at the game. He was a national celebrity. With Wheaties, he was a TV pitchman through the 1960s and a motivational speaker. Richards became an ordained minister before his Olympic heroics, and later was a 1984 presidential candidate with the Populist Party. And Richards was 97. CBS News.
Crew members are the producer cinematographer Helena Hutchins. They claim they're dealing with anxiety, depression, and PTSD and witnessing the flash. Shotgun. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Hey, y'all.
Healthcare Ministry.
Let's see, something costs less, the people are happier with it. That sounds like something to look into, and that's Medicare. Moving through, switching to Medicare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge. It's also true that people are way more satisfied after making a switch. The customer satisfaction rate for Medicare is double as its typical health insurance company. Medicare works in about more than a quarter century. Medicare has been $3 billion of HIV deals. People love that telehealth, a huge nature of the computer network. Yeah, you can see what's happening. That's being happy with how you're taking care of your health. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, then whatever you got to do, you can find students. Very, very soon. Remember, you need 855-51 bypass. That's 855-51 bypass. 855-51 bypass.
Trustworthy, consistent, reliable, the best at what we do. Something about Janny King. Owners provide the same quality cleaning level. More than 35 years of experience to work for you. Go to Janny King. That's J-O-N-K-I-N-G. Branch opportunity also available at complaints.com.
Always excuse the in the back. Things, improvements, and today 99% of issues.
You know that clinic cancer is the second leading cause of cancer against women. It's immediately increasing. If you have once you can have to some cancer is preventable, treatable, and treatable. The other infection is the key. For more information, please visit us at www.152. That's 152.
Eliminate Biden incoherently appears this afternoon at 2 p.m. News Radio 14.
Okay, so how do we get on a conversation again, once again, about education? Well, pick of the paper this morning, and the governor has gathered people in Montgomery for the first meeting of the Governor's Commission on Teaching and Learning. I recruited the commission in an executive order. The commission is tasked with thinking of ways to improve the quality of elementary and secondary education in Alabama. How many years have we been hearing that crap? Okay, they got it. Last time I checked, the budget for education in this state is around $8 billion or close to it. So if they haven't come up with a way to, I mean, seriously, we got a bunch of educated people who have to talk about education. Okay, who have PhDs and EDs and MDs and all the rest of them Ds that you get behind your name, and yet and still they cannot figure out how to just teach kids the reading, writing, and arithmetic, because it is a social experimentation going on in our kids. We are trying to teach our kids, some of them, not so much in Alabama, that you don't know that you want to be a girl, or you're a girl and you really want to be a boy. We having drag, we got money set aside for drag queens at some of our schools. We worry more about sexuality and what people do with theirs than there are education. So I'm just lost, and this being the last day of the month of this so-called Black History Month, when Black History, it used to mean something. It doesn't, to me, it still means something, but the celebration doesn't mean anything. As part of that celebration, if part of that conversation about Black history is not to excel and be excellent in whatever you do, be memorable in the things that you do, okay, and remember the quality of your life, the quality of your mind depends on you, okay. So all the rest of these excuses they made, we just, no wonder our kids catching hell. We don't introduce, and I understand the argument about parenting. I do. I understand the argument about parenting, right? It starts at home. Okay? It starts at home. But if you don't get it at home, you need to get it, okay, at school. You need to be introduced to it. And if you don't want to adhere to the rules at school, then they need to send you back home to your unruly home and your undisciplined mom and dad, or one or the other if they want to do. I'm just saying, okay, I'm just saying that we sure do make a lot of excuses for failure. And I'm gonna tell you something. Life doesn't put up with failure. You and the Chinese, the Japanese, the Taiwanese, they believe, and if you don't meet their quota, they put you somewhere where all you're gonna do is roll a tape or something at one of Microsoft's or Bill Gates's whoever makes Apple, those Apple stuff. Like you're gonna be working in a factory someplace. All you're gonna do is be putting a little piece of tape or a little chip inside a phone the rest of your life. That's up to you. Yeah. Unless we get to these kids in a way, there are consequences for your actions. There are also consequences if you don't. Okay. I'm the smartest guy in the room, but I'm the smartest guy in this room right now. And I'm so sick and tired of these commissions, and education commissions, and this commission and that commission. Let me show you a little about this commission. Now, the Department of Early Childhood Education Director, Barbara Cooper, also shared efforts they're taking to expand first-class pre-K to counties with 20% of people living below the federal poverty level. Well, the way we're doing it, they're going to always be living below the federal poverty level. Unless you tell those kids that being the best of what you are is what's going to get you out of this mess, making excuses for them, I'm sorry. I've been hitting this for 31 years. I hear the same crap every year. Now we got, and Montgomery's in on some of this too. Now we actually, they want to spend $2 million studying whether or not the rural areas need broadband. Now, listen, is there anybody out there walking around saying that don't know that every place in this country needs broadband? They need high-speed internet. It is not a convenience anymore. It is a necessity. It's like light bill and the gas bill. You gotta have both. So we're gonna spend millions of dollars to see whether or not to make a study of it. When years ago, we already had a study of it. Anybody who needs to study whether or not we need a broadband in a rural area don't need to be in public office. Okay? They don't need to be there. It's an excuse. Somebody's getting paid. But let me give you this thing before I go to the phones or anything like that. It's this right here. The people on this board, members of the newly formed commission. Now, again, the reason for the commission, let me give you the reason for the commission. Top educators are handpicked by Governor Ivey gathered in Montgomery for the first meeting of the Governor's Commission on Teaching and Learning. So now we need a commission on that. And here it is tasked with thinking of ways to improve the quality of elementary and secondary education in Alabama. Who's on the thing? Okay, members of the commission include the following. Business Education Alliance President and former State Superintendent of Education, Joe Morton. He is the chair. State Superintendent of Education, Ed Mackey. State Senator Donnie Castile, who's a Republican. Republican Alan Baker. Republican Barbara Drummond. Montgomery City School Superintendent Melvin Brown. Hopeville High School Principal Kyer Furtol, whatever his name is, F-U-T-R-A-L. Footraw, that's close to it. Mountain Brook School Superintendent Dickie Barlow. Booker T. Washington K-8 teacher Reggie White. Alabama Parent Teacher Association President Donna McCurry. Alabaster City Schools Board Member Derek Henderson. Retired Mississippi State Superintendent, we need Mississippi up here, Harry Wright. Co-founder of Whiteboard Advisors, Ben Wallerstein. The commission must submit a final recommendation by December 5th. Okay. Okay. So we need all of those people who are smart and educated, get college degrees. One more meeting about how to improve education. Yeah. Good morning, who's this? Yes, I am. And then do a party. And then do a party. And then do a party. And then do it. Yeah. And then do a party. I don't belong to enough. I don't belong to a the average teacher, wait a minute, the average teacher in Montgomery Public Schools or any school in Alabama could tell them what they need to do. The average teacher could. But we got another commission. Yeah. We don't want it. We don't want it. They do not want it. They don't want it. They don't want a high standard. They don't want a high standard for the traditional school. They do not want it. If they did want it, they'd have it tomorrow. Yeah, I got you. Because the charter school people, but the charter school people see, okay, the charter school people see there is a need to improve education. And we're not doing it except in our magnet school program. They're not doing it. You keep thinking about, I don't know any, okay, let me ask you a question. You get this party thing. I don't know any parent that's a Democrat that wants their child to be dumb. Do you know one? Yeah, do you know one though? Do you know one? Do you know any parent that's a Democrat that sends their child to school to be dumb? Exactly. It's got nothing. Democrats, mainly, brother, Democrats are running our school system. You keep, okay, see that, see you. Democrats are running the Montgomery County school system. You're in charge of it. It has got nothing to do with Republicans, it has nothing to do with Democrats. It's people. Good morning. Yes, sir. Good morning. You stop digging. Yeah. Yeah, right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm, yeah. I don't know, brother, but since this is the last thing, I'm trying to figure out how black folks can move forward from where we are. I mean, we've been talking a good game for years. We moved a little bit. We moved the barometer a little bit, but it needs to move more. And the thing that moved it, I've been reading this week all the great black folks who did wonderful things, made inventions, did all kinds of things. And what the common denominator was in most of them? They went to school. They went to school. They were the best at what they do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It had to be a Democrat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. He didn't want his kid to go to that school. All correct. Mm. Oh, bad. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Appreciate it. One for the call. Take it back. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. those are the ones who have been the biggest impediment. Those are wait a minute, those are the ones that belong to that party have been the biggest impediment to upward mobility of black folks in this country. Well, there's nothing. I mean, that's a fact. Oh, really? Wait a minute. The Civil Rights Act and the Democrats were against it. Hasn't worked for anybody. Hasn't worked for anybody. Mhm. Mhm. Has nothing to do with a woman. Has nothing to do with a woman. Because you lead by your leadership philosophy. Anytime you don't take self, I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to. Listen, I see. I see the evidence of leadership in that Lee High School when I go over there. I don't need them to tell me what's wrong. I know what's wrong. All he has to do is make a decision to do something. First of all, and all the fights that go on at this school every week, there's a lack of institutional control of the school. And if I'm Melvin Brown, I'm removing the principal. Again, listen, wait a minute. Before my child was involved in this school system, it was a conversation piece because I didn't have to worry about it. But now I'm intimately involved in it, and it's worse than I imagined. Because and wait, okay, wait. Oh, come on. These people, okay. These people are paid to run the school system. I'm not. They are paid to create an atmosphere that is conducive to learning. I'm not. They take money, they take money out of our check, give extra all this tax money on our homes and everything else. They said once they got the money passed, things are going to be better. They're not. It's got nothing to do with money. It's got nothing, but I'm active with my child. That's the only child I have to be active in is with mine. Because the system is down. It is down. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, but you're part of that system, so I ain't mad at you. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go because I can only handle so much of you a morning. Okay, the system is. Do you think? Okay, let me put it this way: when my child leaves home to go to school every morning, I want him to go to a nice school where he can learn, where he don't have to see fights every other day in the classroom, in the hallways, whatever the case may be. A few weeks ago, somebody was shooting across the street from the school, and they came in put a couple kids in jail. Okay. I want him to go to a school where he doesn't come home every day with a headache because it is messed up over there. The environment is chaotic. Okay, and I've even got some of this. I even got some of this from people who work there. They are frustrated. They don't know what to do. But yet we celebrate this Black History thing. Well, Black History is the only way our kids are going to get a fighting chance. A fighting chance is to be good at what they're being taught. Figure out something they want to do so they can make their lives better. Okay? Please Everybody that has been successful in this world has had discipline and some semblance of an education, whether self-taught or taught in the traditional way. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Okay, so you whining about that stuff. I'm telling you what I got to deal with every day. I got to keep the growth of Montgomery Public School. And if you don't take them stupid cell phones out of the classroom, I heard how they acted. Okay, it's a no-brainer. You don't have the brain of a flea if you don't really understand that having cell phones in a classroom, okay, is disruptive to the learning process. It is. It is what it is. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't take a master's degree or an associate's degree or a baccalaureate degree to understand the things that are going on. If we want our children to really, really contribute to history, let's contribute to more than the Department of Correction. Okay? We got family reunions in prison. Family reunions in prison. Because we don't teach them anything. We don't demand anything. And if they got a rotten parent, so be it. Then the school should take up the slack by introducing them to discipline. This junk that KID put together, everybody on this list, everybody knows what it takes to have a good school. Everybody knows. But we can't seem to get there. So this year we come up with a commission. Now, oh, guess what? The whole year has to be gone before they can recommend anything. So they got till December the 1st. Everybody knows what it takes to create a great education environment. Everybody knows. Let's take a break for this.
Montgomery's got to watch traffic.
Why your business doesn't show up on the online search.
Next They should. The fact they had taken the time to write and deliver a heartfelt letter, giving the text message seems somebody different. In today's context, our reflection is to do written note once in a while. It's an effort to communicate. I work in stationery given the hand of business today. And I want to make some of the work real tangible. Therefore, check us out at deepnews.revolution.net. This is the
The number of Americans living with Alzheimer's is growing at an alarming rate. 10% of people over the age of 65 are obese, and two-thirds of them are women. New research is making it possible to detect Alzheimer's disease and providing an accurate diagnosis for their
It's the Dan Bongino Show on News Radio 1440.
And we're back, 8-2-4. I'm gonna give you guys a classic example of some of the things I'm talking about that I went too long, so it's coming up. Let's go back to the phone and see who is there. Good morning, who's this? Good. Nope. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's on my Facebook page. The whole business there. Yeah, so he needs to be in jail. Yeah, a game machine. Yeah, a game machine. It's called a. He needs to be in prison. I mean, really, he needs to go to jail. Right, right. And this is what we putting up with in school. Did you see the grown people walk? Did you see some of the people who just walk by? You're right. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's true. I appreciate it. All right. Again, we just talked. I got to take one more call to take my break. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Yeah. It's not supposed to be a hellhole. It is an institution of learning that the grown if anybody needs to go to jail, it's the people who run the system. No, we are compelled by law. We are compelled by law to send our kids to school. No, and we're not compelled to pay for two school systems: a private school system and a private school system and a public school system. I'm not compelled by law to pay for. I'm already paying for one. Aren't they? Wait a minute. Aren't they all on the? Wait a minute. Aren't they all on the failing list? Well, that's because we don't hear it. Because I don't. Wait. That's because I'm not involved. I'm not involved with Jeff Davis. I don't know if they're doing it over there or not. My kid goes to leave. Not really. Not really. We need to fix. Why don't we? Wait a minute. Why we got a hard time fixing what we got? Yes, you can. Guess what? You used to could smoke on airplanes. You can't now. Then why isn't no? You raise hell like I do, and you make it change, or you run somebody out of town. I really do not know. But he should be able to go to a school where the environment is conducive to learning. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to. Wait a minute. I shouldn't have to take him to another school outside his neighborhood where he has to get it. Where now he has to get to know a whole group of different people. Fix the school. The problem is getting rid of the principal and, if necessary, some of the teachers. Not me having to take. And bear another financial burden of getting them someplace else because the school system won't fix their problem. They know. I talked to them. They know. And again, and again, and again, that's an additional financial burden on somebody else to take them to another school that would get on the transportation. Why in the hell should I be have to do that? Schools don't schools don't fail. People fail the schools. It's my but then why should okay, wait a minute. So why should we have a school where your mental health can be endangered? Get rid of the people. Get rid of the teachers and the principals, not the kids. Do you think if I was in the army and I messed up, they get rid of all the privates? They get rid of me. We keep wanting to take the kids out of school. No, let them fix their issue with the school. Yeah, that's it. I gotta take my last break. It's the dumbest ass thing I've ever heard of. They messed up. Now you got to bear additional financial burden rather than getting rid of the people that leave the school. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You think if the folks in McDonald's were losing money, they'd get rid of the guy who sweeps the floor? Of course not. They would get rid of the manager.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Well, Montgomery, right now things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send you on an alternate route. Keep listening and we will keep you posted. From a simple
So many qualified candidates that it's easier to find your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality day. A lot of news. So what do they do? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology simply for your job. And you can even invent your choices to it. So if you want us to do this, and right now, that's right. ZipRecruiter.com. Radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter. Principles, purpose, dignity, and
Get your podcast. And really, News Radio 1440.
Ooh, boy. And we're back. All right, let's go back phone right quick before I end this day. I didn't get even get a chance to get to the other stuff here. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Good morning. Yeah. I, yeah. Thanks, and I'll make sure I take care of that tomorrow. No. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 274-3411. Yeah. Years. Yeah. Yeah. Years. Yeah. 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 Mm. Right. Mine don't want to play sports. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. And there are a lot of people, there are a lot of people over there that could be academically into the magnet program if they had enough room, if they had enough room for them. Yeah, yeah, hmm yeah. They kind of, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, 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 yeah. All right, but I gotta appreciate it. I gotta go because I'm running out of time. I'm gonna take one more call, then I'm gonna get to. But I hear you. I agree with you. Good morning. Yeah, morning. Mm-hmm. All All righty then. Anyway, you know, yeah, I know it seems like I complain a lot, but I just don't think that we talk about Black history, we talk about it like it really means something to us. Okay, it is nauseating. It is all I want for every Black child in America is to be able to stand proud, stand tall, know that they accomplished something, and they need to. If they fail, if my child fails, I want him to know that look back at the guy that's the reason you failed is looking at you in the mirror. Not because the environment that you tried to learn in was terrible, not because I couldn't afford to send you to an Ivy League school, but because of you. As grown people, as grown people, it is our job to safeguard the future for all our Black children. And I'm going to tell you, I am woefully disappointed in our school system. In the traditional schools, we have failed them miserably. Not all of them, of course, but to create an atmosphere that is hostile, that is chaotic, and expect that same child to grow up and want to pursue excellence in other areas of himself. If my child fails, either one, I want it to be their fault and not mine because I didn't fight. So that's my Black History message for the day. Keep fight. And it even means fighting people that look just like you. Keep fighting until you reach your goal. Good morning to you.